pretty sure it is the very first time that I ever had like a manic kind of episode in public. And this was before I was diagnosed with bipolar, and this was also before my mom had her stroke, which I just realized as I was eating lunch. So I found that pretty interesting, and I thought that I would share this incident with you. So basically I was probably 18 at the time, and I was going to an adult learning center because I had dropped out of school, so I went back to school to an adult facility. So I was going to school at an adult facility, which just happened to be in a mall. So during lunch, we would go down to the bowling alley, and they had pool tables there, so we would play pool at lunch. So me and two of my guy friends and one of my girlfriends, we decided, go down and play lunch like a normal day. And so we were playing pool, and we were all hanging out. And there was this guy that was kind of like sitting off in the corner, that I'm certain like worked at the mall, like at one of those like kiosks, that like are in the middle of the aisles or whatever. And he was sitting there drinking, and he really wasn't bothering us at first. And then I remember at some point he said something to my friend, my girlfriend, and like called her over to him, like, hey, come over here, or something like that. And without even hesitating, she starts walking towards this complete drunken stranger who she doesn't even know. And you go straight, honey. And so she was walking towards this completely drunken stranger who she didn't even know. And I think that immensely, like, it just like set me off inside, like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you thinking? Like, and I immediately was like snapped into this different mode, I guess. And I ended up like telling this guy basically like to back the F off, and like, why was he talking to my friend? And I happened to know someone who actually worked like at the bar at the bowling alley, because we frequented it there all the time. So I called him over and was like, hey, you need to get rid of this guy before I throw him out myself, kind of thing. And this guy was like freaking out at me, like I was completely overreacting, like, hey, I just wanted to talk to her, and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I assure you that's all you wanted to do, you sick pervert. And like, I like completely lost it on this guy. And after the guy ended up getting kicked out of the bar, I remember looking at my two guy friends, and I can still like clearly see the look on my one friend's face. It's like imprinted in my mind, and it's like it was like for like an instant there they didn't recognize me or something, and for an instant I didn't recognize myself. I just got like so viscerally upset in that situation. I guess before that in my life I've never really been in those kind of pressured situations where I felt like I've had no other choice but to get involved. And I guess that's kind of how I felt on that particular day, like I had no other choice but I had to get involved. And that triggered the first episode that I ever had in public. And I can remember walking out of the bowling alley after and like heading back towards towards school, and anyone that was in the bowling alley at that time that like witnessed what was going on like completely gave me this stare down. And every time that we passed the kiosk that guy worked at the mall, man, like he looked at me like I was scary or something. And I don't know why those things didn't like start clicking to me then, like that, hey, your emotions are a little, you know, mildly over exasperated. But those weren't like the only incidents. Like I felt like everyone was looking at me kind of while I was going to school there, and sometimes it would set me off like really bad. Like I would you know, be sitting with my friend at lunch, and we'd be just, you know, hanging out talking, and we'd just like notice like two guys off in the distance like whispering or something, or staring at us or something like that, and that would like immediately set me off. Like I'd want to just like walk up to them and like give them a lecture about how to treat women, and like I'm not a piece of meat kind of thing, you know. And it used to drive me insane until I learned to like just kind of brush it off and ignore it completely. And it got to the point where actually, like, I would have friends saying like, you know, did you see that guy checking you out, or did you see this, or did you hear that? And I'd be like, what? No, I didn't see that. Or like I was completely in my own world, because when I met my husband when I was around 18, I don't know, I was just like, you're in that like new stage of a relationship, you know, you're in that lovey-dovey, all about them phase, and I just like, I didn't even, I guess, see anybody else looking at me because I was like in my own world. But yeah, I just wanted to share that first experience with you as it popped into my head. And I guess I should have realized back then that my emotions were starting to get a little out of control, but my mom's stroke is really what topped it all off. It was like the icing on the cake, you know, that like fully unleashed the illness, I guess you can say. But until next time, remember that you can't control everything. You can't control the people around you. You can just do your best to stay in control when you're in those manic